Hello. This NBA season has been one of the craziest seasons in NBA history. The season was shortened by 24 games to 66. So they're playing 66 games in a season rather than playing 80 something. This is not the way the NBA should be played. It should be played 82 games and playoffs rather than 66 game playoffs, because it hurts not only the players but the organization, and the organization being just general managers, coaches, and just people just involved in the organization itself. One of the reasons it hurts the players is because of the amount of rest they get in between games. This really hurts because the players are playing every other night, and they're also traveling sometimes on those games, and that's just not the way that those players need rest. They need days off because it's just like any other person. They just can't keep going and going and going because that leaves a lot of stress on the body, and they need that time to recuperate so they can play their next game. And also for the older players, they're not what they used to be when they were young, so they need that extra time to rest because they're older. My next reason for the 66 game not being beneficial for the NBA is because those teams need time to strategize about their next opponent. This being in any other sport, they need time to prepare. Some teams need 4 to 5 days to prepare for their next opponent, because if you're playing every other night and you're on a plane, you can only really watch film or have notes right in front of your face, and you can't really go out on the court and just practice like what they're doing and run over plays and just practice by yourself. You can't really do that physically. You have to look at paper and look at film of what they're doing, and that also is not really the way to strategize, because you're not doing what they're doing, and it's just not the way to prepare for something. My last reason is that this 66 game season is really taking a toll on the NBA players' personal life, that being spending time with their families and just having their alone time and their space away from the game. NBA players, just like anybody else, they need time just to kick it pretty much, and just spend time with their family and be alone. They're like, just picture yourself always working and always being on the road and just having no time for you, and just going. You'll be exhausted by the end of the week, because all that toll on the body is just not healthy for anybody, including athletes. It's bad for the organization because they have a compacted time limit to get things done, such as like trade deadlines, and then like just getting stuff ready for the upcoming game if they're playing a home game, and if they're playing back-to-back nights, they have to switch a whole lot of things, getting things together for those different teams to come in, and it's just not the way to go. When you're rushing things, you don't really have time to get that stuff good and perfect for the upcoming team. That's also just like anything. If you rush during something, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be halfway done, and that's not the way people want things to be done. An NBA analyst, Jalen Rose, he commented on NBA.com about the 66 game season and how it's not beneficial for the NBA. He said that it is. He said that it is not beneficial for the NBA because all the wear and tear on the players' bodies, and it is hurting the good teams because of the rest that they're not getting. So therefore, that comes along as being of having them having poor performances, and an example of a team that's really talented and really hurting from the non-rest is Miami Heat. They've lost 3 consecutive games and have had a losing record this month just because they've been playing every single night, and they're in no position to rest their players because they're still trying to get a spot for the playoffs. So that's an example of why the 66-game season is hurting other teams. The 66-game season is not the way the NBA is played. It was never played within 66 games. It's always played at 82. That being just because the NBA is not set up to be played every day or every other day for players, because as we know, athletes or anybody that plays a sport or anybody that exercises, they need that time to rest for themselves. And playing a 66-game season is really hurting their chances of recuperating, and it's upping the chance for injury. And I think they should go back to the 82-game season. Thank you very much.